I'll note that last episode went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but... well, that's fine.
Selection confirmed.
Loading game.
We basically got to see the Edo join me, so... that's a fairly major thing to happen, I guess, so, you know, whatever. Alright, summary. So, we basically have additional trade routes from Edo over here, and, like, you know, that's just because they joined us. I've used those trade routes basically to, you know, trade like most of the places around here, except for like this one Klingon place right here, which is fine. Things are looking pretty good. Now then, let's just continue on with building the war fleet.
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
Alright, they're issuing a demand to me, so let's just see what that's all about. Share your wealth, or we may take it our share by force. So, this is something like, you know, what happened with the, you know, Klingons and Cardassians and, like, you know, any other real major power in this game. They like to make demands of you. I'm tempted to give him money, but at the same time, I'm not really, like, you know...
treaty will be rejected.
Too worried about him either. He's got, like, a measly destroyer up here, but I mean, like, you know... once I build, like, a few, like, you know, warships, he'll probably not be able to do much to me anyway, so that's fine. We're slowly terraforming that out. Alright, so I built the wind turbines over here. Apparently I got myself a shield generator as well as some, like, you know, orbital batteries over here, which is nice. I'll look at these like defensive structures you can build to, like, you know, ward off, like, you know, enemy ships and, like, invasions and stuff, but, you know, we don't really need to worry about those too much, I don't think, so whatever. You know, I really should manage this a little bit better. There's, like, food here, because, you know, we got lots of food. Way more than I really need to have in here. And I'll note that because, like, you know, Edo basically has, like, this massive amount of, like, you know, population, it can, like, just, like, you know, do a ton, I guess, with, like, you know, its stuff. Alright, you know what, we're just gonna buy this.
Purchase order confirmed.
I think at this point we're gonna start trying to get, like, you know, the Edos basically to this developed by, like, you know, buying out their stuff. Might as well just get this right now. I'll probably start buying that stuff too, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Now, I want to know something, by the way, in this game that I haven't really been, like, you know, pursuing that much, but it's usually a good idea in this game to always buy out, like, your, like, you know, things when you're basically getting very close to being, like, you know, completed.
Purchase order confirmed.
They generally don't cost that much, like, you know, when they're at, like, say, 2 or 3 turns, and you don't waste any production, you basically buy them out, like, all at once, so... we're just going to buy that now. Have it done basically next turn. I'll know at this point I want to basically set up a, like, you know, warship basically to help, like, you know, guard my, like, you know, lone system up here. Will be, like, the plan. And looking over here, apparently we've got the Klingons probably trying to terraform this planet over here. I can't really see them because, like, you know, I don't have a scout ship anymore, but, you know, they're probably trying to get over there now.
Terraforming completed.
There's our war cruiser. Oh, that one's done. Now, not by at this point, because I lost a scout, I actually want to build a new one, I think, so... we're just going to build ourselves another scout, I think, so another explorer. And let's just buy, because, you know, why not?
Confirmed.
Just get out of the way. That'll just take a turn to build, it's fine. You know, I think I'm going to turn, like, Rubicon into, like, you know, just a simple, shipbuilding, like, area if I want to. Since they got like all this like production facilities already, I might as well just, like make a use for that anyways. That seems like a good plan at least. We're just gonna build this stuff here. Let's get out of the way, I think. So we'll do that. And yep, there we go. We got the Klingons basically over here in Millennia. Oh, alright, so if you ever see this is a good time basically to check out what's going on. So over here in Cestus, we don't have like, enough like, growers markets basically to like, feed my population. So I basically have to get these like growers markets up now basically to like, feed my guys up. Ferengi are basically built in our, scout there, which is nice, so... Let's just keep up, the work here and keep it all going, so... Another war cruiser, please. We're upgrading that. Eventually, these guys are going to also have issues with, like, food, so... We'll get a couple more of these guys going here. Alright, this scout, let's just send it up here toward, like, the Klingon space again. Actually, let's just send it over here. We're going to map out this, like, part of the galaxy over here, I think. And yeah, with starvation again, because, like, they're starving, but whatever. Now that I basically have this our grower market, they should get a little bit better for, like, not starving, so... That should help him out for a little bit. Kefka will probably be the same way soon with, like, food problems, so... We'll buy this.
Purchase order confirmed.
Just so I don't have to worry about it initially. It's tempting to actually start just buying war cruisers like left and right, but I want to basically save some money for like the Palace of Edo and other stuff, like bribing me people like over here. Those are things I want to basically do, so I'll look into those eventually. Okay, built our lithium refinery Rubicon. Kefka basically is you guys MTQ. Let's build a couple of these for now. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but in basically Cestus, I actually lost a little bit of population when I starved like that. So you really want to watch out for that because it really hurts you in the long run to have your guys starving. But oh well. Bernard's just slowly building out war cruiser.
There is news from our diplomatic corps.
Interesting. So, this is actually something that can actually have happen in this game where you can have alliances. So, the Federation offered an alliance proposal to the Ferengi. We are honored to speak with you again. We believe that an alliance is a natural extension of our present relationship. Let us govern the galaxy together. Now, I know that it's possible to win with like allied forces. I'm not sure I want to ally with the Federation, but just for like, for showcase purposes, let's just say we'll accept this.
Treaty will be accepted.
What this will basically do is, it'll actually give me all information about their sector. And like, I'll be able like, to like, go into like their sectors, like, with like my ships, and I'll be able to also do like other stuff. Actually, no, I don't want to do that with the Federation. The thing about the Federation is if I do that, they might be like, to like, visit like Angosia as well as the other guys, so...
Treaty will be rejected.
We're gonna basically reject that proposal. Basically, what alliances would do, it let me like go into their space with my ships. It'll let me like fight with them if like in their battles and like or stuff like that. But I don't want to be really doing that right now. If I think with them because basically they're like capable of like influencing miners and like if they influence say like Angosia or like Edo, they can actually take those like systems away from me. So I really don't want that to happen. And And they're actually not that strong anyway, so not really going to care. Interesting, these guys are affiliated with the Klingons. So if these guys are affiliated with the Klingons, that actually means that these guys are like, friends of them. They're actually like a little bit favorable to them, which is interesting. I may want to try and get the Temerians on my side, just because, why not? Let's go to Temerians and we'll basically propose some, like, gift trees for them and try and get them, like, to friendship us. So yeah, we transfer some money to Temerians there. Alright, we built ourselves a shipyard over here. Note that because I built a shipyard here in Rubicon, I can now like go over here to like, the Bandai as well as to like, this little small system over here. Basically, I can make use of these systems now for my own purposes. I also explore over here a little bit as well, but I think we're going to explore up here first for now, so let's go up here first. And what I really want to know at this point is how much it would basically be to I have a lot of power over here apparently. How much would it be basically to like, try and get this like, Palace of Edo built, I wonder. Okay, I could actually build this right now and it's actually a big boost to actually build this, but I think I'll like work on other stuff, first, so let's try and buy this so I can like,
Purchase order confirmed.
build stuff faster in Edo. Yes, that'll be nice. This guy's actually done over here, so I'll send him the curl and basically start colonizing that place because it's in reach of, like, my ship there.
An alien culture has been found.
The Yulians can read our minds. This is not a desirable trait among customers.
So, the Yulians are a telepathic race particularly noted for their talent in exploring repressed or fragmentary memories. In times of past, some unscrupulous Yulians used this ability as a means of psychic assault, but now it's chiefly used by their psychic historians, so basically I found like another my race here. Apparently the Yulians are neutral to us, so that's fine. And, I should probably like, change this like, this tone a little bit, so we represent this gift as a reminder of our wealth and influence. Let's give these guys a little bit of money, more money. I'll note that changing the tone is sort of important, by the way, because certain like races will like the tone a lot better than others. So, if like you have like a warlike race, like say the Chalnoth, you want to basically have like a warlike tone. Whereas like if you basically like have a research race, they like to have like more like softer tones, shall we say? It's all very important, Alright, we built ourselves the machining guilds over here. Now, I haven't really shown this off yet, but it's actually like a lot of power in this like system, and I really don't need this like much in here, or like that much food. Something to note by the way in this game is that if you need to like go in here into like the structures here, and like start tearing stuff down, I think. Or at least I think you can. It might be that that's like a Birth of Empire thing, but we got like a lot of structures in here. Like just way too many like class furnaces, there's too many like farms and stuff like that. Like far too many of these. Just gonna quickly do this for a moment. So basically right now I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got like 9 farms that I don't really like have any use for. really what I want to do, I think, in Edo right now. You actually like to destroy some of this stuff here, so you can basically scrap it. So let's just scrap all these.
Structures sold.
I'll scrap all these, like, you know, a bunch of these, like, matter furnaces as well, probably. So let's do that.
Structures sold.
Now, a big part of, like, scrapping structures, like, you know, it'll basically be cheaper to upgrade, like, less structures than, like, you know, if you have less of them. So basically, if I have 10, they're, like, you know, a lot cheaper to upgrade than, say, like, you know, 23 like this. And it'll be, like, in my, like, you know, interest basically to, like, upgrade, like, you know, stuff when I get the chance to. So for now, let's just build some more machine guilds, I think. So we'll get that out of the way. Apparently these guys up here have produced their power exchanges, so I still need more power, apparently. Let's just buy this.
Purchase order confirmed.
Get a little bit more power that way. Uh-oh, we found ourselves a Klingon ship. You know, let's just fight these guys, see what's going on. So yeah, here's basically, like, you know, an armored colony ship. I was gonna say hi to them and see if, like, you know, they're happy with that. So opening hailing frequencies.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if they'll hail us or not.
Run while you can.
Alright, well, that actually counts as a victory for me, by the way.
Ah, let him run.
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
So yeah, that actually counts as a victory, so that actually does a slight increase in consumer confidence. And apparently these guys terminated their friendship treaty with us, apparently, so that's interesting. I don't know what the Federation is thinking. They don't get any trade if, like, they terminate that. They apparently went icy there. I know, by the way, with, like, you know, the Federation there, you can actually terminate, like, you know, lines and stuff out, like, you know, much issue to, like, your, like, you know, systems, but terminating, like, you know, friendship treaties is, like, you know, different things, so that's worth noting. Very small system over here, apparently. Let's send my scout over there. And while we're at, let's just keep going to the to Marin, so basically just keep giving money. Now, don't bother if I want to actually go into Federation space and have a look around at their stuff. That might be worth doing at some point. And we're just going to go over here. We'll buy up the Gorus Market.
Purchase order confirmed.
Just why not? You know, over here in Edo, I really only need to build like one machine guild here. So, you know what that, by the way, these like prices for like, stuff has gone down because, like, you know, if I go to my structures here, you'll notice that, like, you know, I now have like only like 10 Mara furnaces as well as like these like 15 Gorus markets, so there's basically a lot less. And it's a big deal basically doing that, by the way, because it makes it a lot easier really to, like, you know, essentially like upgrade your stuff. Like, you'll see, like, it takes like a turn basically to do this now, so we'll do that right now. Get a little bit more power. You know, let's just start building the power of Edo next time. And you know what? Let's buy this war cruiser.
Purchase order confirmed.
We'll have another, like, you know, ship running around.
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
Okay, they're apparently issuing demand to me. War cruiser built in Ferengi. Cestus is looking pretty good. Kefka has a trade route, apparently. Now, I'm more worried about the Klingons than, like, the Federation, but, you know... I may at some point just want to try and, like, invade these guys, because they're actually not looking that strong right now. But let's just see. You're over here now, finally, so let's just get you to start terraforming stuff.
Select terraforming location.
Go for that Arctic planet first. By the way, I'll know it's actually kind of dangerous what I'm doing here with, like, this scout here, because, like, you know... This guy's basically essentially out in the world where it could possibly find, like, Cardassians or Romulans. But we haven't ran into him yet, which is nice. So, Cestus. His food issues have been sorted out for a little bit there, so that's nice. Over here in Cestus, I'm figuring I'm just going to keep, like, you know, working on my, like, you know, data brooches, I guess, so... Let's get these on their way. I'll basically spend, like, you know, the excess, like, you know, stuff here for, like, my intelligence now, I guess. Bernard, just buy that scout, please.
Purchase order confirmed.
Alright, get on our war cruiser on the you know, horizon. These guys up here, I think let's get them to start buying, like, you know, this power exchange.
Purchase order confirmed.
Forgot to do this, so let's do it right now. There we go, now we got this powered up. You're building a Palace of Edo. I know that I can actually buy this right now, and it's actually probably in my interest, like, to do so, so... For those basically who don't recall, the Palace of Edo basically gives me, like, you know, a morale increase for, like, my entire empire, so it's worth building, like, you know, for that purpose, so...
Purchase order confirmed.
I'm gonna spend all my money basically buying that right now. Get that out of the way. By the way, apparently this armed colony ship went back over here, so he's trying to colonize this little system next. So there we go, we got the Palace of Edo built. Okay, these guys, I want them to basically build up the growers markets next.
Purchase order confirmed.
I'll probably aim for that subspace scanner, you know, next, and then we'll go from there. And I can, like, see this guy start terraforming his Arctic planet over here, so he'll start doing that for a few turns. This is some of my scout over here to have a look around. I was going to knock that off so I don't forget about it. With Edo, it'll actually build, like, the machine gun in a turn, so... I'll basically have, like, another one of these basically in a moment, and I'll just be fine.
There is news from our diplomatic corps.
Alright, so... there's our friendship treaty as well as a non-aggression treaty from these guys. So, we're happy about this. Let's agree to put aside hostilities. You know, I'm actually going to accept this just, like, you know, for now.
Treaty will be accepted.
But in 25 turns, if they like, don't offer me anything else, I'm probably just going to invade them outright, these guys. Alright, so, Tembar, his arms wide. Rai and Jire at Luka. Her sky still grey. Darmok and Jalad on the ocean. Lunka, her sky grey. So, there's our friendship treaty from these guys, so let's accept that.
Will be accepted.
Was waiting for that to basically pop up, so there we go. We got the Tamarians basically starting to like us a little bit more. Ooh, there's an M-class plane over here. So that's a very small system over here, but not a bad one. Let's just go into the darkness over here. Gotta watch out for this, by the way. Here's like a X-ray pulsar. what the Federation's doing, because they're not really expanding like, say the Klingons are, so they aren't doing as well as I figured they would be doing. Alright, these guys are basically like, upgrade stuff, so we're just going to build this.
Purchase order confirmed.
I guess over here in this system, I want these guys basically just like, you'd be like, probably for like, data. So start getting these guys to build out some of those. So I'll note that with like, with this game, you can like, build like, data research and everything else, like all your like systems, but it's very expensive to do it. Really what you want to do in this type of game is you want to have like, certain systems dedicated to like certain things. So Ferengi out here is like basically dedicated to like, basically like, a mix of like research as well as like, machining here. Over here in like, Cestus, I'm going to have like this be like, a data focused area, but it can also be research in these two and like, a pinch. Over here in Rubicon, they're going to be like fully manufacturing, so they'll be like building like, ships and stuff for you in a moment, but let's get this out of the way first. Pellarzil here, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll probably just be for Intel as well. Apparently Lambda here is also going to be for Intel as well. Where's Lambda, by the way? They're that new system over here. And then Kefka over here will be for like research. Generally, I'll note that with sectors like with like fear and population, those are like the ones I want to have like, be like producing, because they basically produce stuff really, really fast. And that's usually really important like a pinch for stuff, but smaller systems that like, are small, I can like, tap those over for a little bit of research basically in the long run. And I like easily just pay for stuff for them, so it's fine. Just buy it or upgrades when you like done with it. So there's a non-aggression treaty of these guys again.
Terraforming completed.
Alright, so we accept our proposal for these guys and these guys. I got the trade center built in Pellarzil over here, so that's nice. So yeah, Entrepreneurs are very happy about this. That actually boosts up my, like, morale by a little bit for all these guys. They're pleased in Ferengi. I'll note that morale's a really big deal, by the way, because, like, these guys are going to produce stuff a lot faster when they're pleased. And, like, as they keep going on, they'll get, like, the static and, like, this fanatical. Here we terraform his first planet over here.
Select terraforming location.
Let's go there next. Okay, Kefka. They're doing pretty good on food, these guys, so let's knock that down for now. Let's build us a few more of these research, labs, because I'm going to need them anyways, so let's build a bunch of them. Start getting some research going over here. Limus is building up its like growing sparkers, which is fine. You're upgrading this, which is fine. Combine our war cruisers, so why not?
Purchase order confirmed.
Let's build up the war fleet, so to speak.
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
Alright, so there's our war cruiser, and these guys made a statement. Be careful in your expansion, lest you form colonies that you cannot defend. Icy warning for these guys, but that's fine. They can be icy if they want to. Alright, there's someone over here, and I'll note by the way, if you ever see like unknown ships like this, it usually means there's like a major power over here. So someone's over in this direction apparently, which you already probably guessed, but whatever. There's someone in that direction. So if I further expand over here to soon I'll be meeting them, I guess. Now I should probably actually be checking my trade routes by the way, because I think I actually got a few new ones at this point. So Kefka has one. I can just go over here to, like, say, Yulins, for example. Try training with them. That's all we can do for now. That's fine. By the way, there's 2 war cruisers here now, so let's just redeploy these guys and make a fleet. A fleet of war cruisers. I can certainly defend myself with those, so that's just going to be fine by me. Alright, it looks like these guys are building maybe some other stuff over here, so that's interesting. Send this guy over here for now. I think this guy building our troop transfer for some reason, so that's a thing. Oh, urgent intelligence report. The data from a critical biotech experiment has been duplicated, and the duplicates cannot be found. The researchers have been questioned, but they did not appear to be responsible. 15 teraquads of data were lost. We have no idea who might be responsible. So, I was wondering when this basically happened. I was expecting it to happen with like the Cardassians or the Romulans, but it looks like either the Klingons or the Federation just stole some data from me. This is actually something like the other factions can do, like use espionage or sabotage, basically to steal stuff from you.
There is news from intelligence.
So one of these guys here basically stole some data from me, which is, you know, interesting. Something they can do. Alright, there's an unknown ship over here. I'm gonna see how that ship moves. I'm just gonna move into radio pulsar for now. I'm not really like set up basically to defend against like, you know, other powers basically using espionage just yet, so I want to be very careful of that, but whatever. Apparently never upgraded the growth markers over here in Ferengi. I really should do that at some point, but whatever. They're slowly getting that done. Yeah, let's just buy this right now. We're gonna get ourselves a war fleet up right now.
Purchase order confirmed.
So keep on building them.
An alien culture has been found.
And there they
Greetings
are.
from the Romulan Star Empire. While we do not object to occasional diplomacy and commerce, we prefer to mind our own affairs. If you honor this desire, we will remain amicable neighbors.
So here's the Romulans. The Romulans are an ancient offshoot of the Vulcan race who departed from their ancestral home when Surak's logical philosophy was taking root. Their society is republican and frequently isolationist. The Romulans prefer to mind their own affairs and let other races mind theirs. In consequence, the Romulans have cloaking devices installed in all their starships.
There is news from our diplomatic corps.
Ooh. These guys finally like me a little bit more. We are more than friends, let us henceforth be considered allies. We believe this would be more accurately reflecting our level of trust, so we'll accept this.
Treaty will be accepted.
But yeah, see, over here is basically the Romulan Empire. I don't know where their ship is, but I'm guessing it's probably in the expert pulsar, so it's probably in here and I just can't see it. So airspace is all the way over here, apparently. I actually want these guys to be set to avoid, so I'll probably do that right now.
Will avoid engagements.
I don't want to like little scouts basically getting in the battle, so whoops. Let's try and keep them from doing so if possible.
The task force will avoid engagements.
We're gonna go right there. Now our war cruiser is basically built. It can go up here. And you know what? At this point, I'm gonna build up a few troop transporters, I think.
Purchase order confirmed.
The thing about troop transfers is I can use them to, like, you know, start invading the Federation, I guess, in like, you know, 25 turns when the peace treaty basically breaks. So I'll just get Bunksham and like send him all over there and like take his like stuff before he has a chance to do anything really. I assume he's the one who probably invaded me, by the way, if they're like, you know, Asians. So at least it could have been the Klingons, but I think it's more like the Federation did that. Who knows? I think it's got to expand maybe up a little bit over here, but whatever. We got ourselves machine guilds now. Energy. We got advanced rock players now. Oh, no troops will produce credits. That's not great. So this is gonna happen like in our round event where, like, you know, and when you get this, it's really bad for Ferengi. You basically can't earn credits for your trade routes. So
There's news from our diplomatic corps.
not great. Ah. The arrangement is simple. Stay out of our space and we will stay out of yours. Perhaps this will make the beginning of a more positive association. They'll give me some credits and like this will be a duration of 25 turns. Nice.
Treaty will be accepted.
We'll accept that from the Romulans. I'll take free credits, of course. Okay, Rubicon's basically empty over here. I'll know over here we're now producing a lot more food than I need to, but you know, that's fine because it's just good to have access like food in case you need it. So let's put that there. I'm gonna probably build like this now, I guess, so we'll start building our upgrade machine guilds, I guess, for Rubicon. And yeah, I'll note that at this point we're going to hold off on buying troop transfer until the trade strike is over, so that'll be a thing, but whatever, that's fine. You can hold up in Kafka for now, I think. Now, note by the way, with like the Angosians, by the way, now that they're basically our allies, or like, you know, they're affiliated, they're basically considered our allies, and like, you know, we can basically go for their space and they go for ours and we don't really care about it, so that's a nice thing to know about them, by the way. Hey, there's Axanar! Who remembers what Axanar is all about? Nice little short film, basically, that was done with them. Axanar. Okay, let's just go over here. I'm just going to quickly go through my stuff here. So, we don't really need to have research here anymore, so let's just take that off. And we'll take that off. We're going to basically focus our efforts on, like, you know, all the other stuff here for now. I will note, by the way, now we have replicators, I can actually make big use of those to, like, you know, essentially be used to, like, you know, get my food, you know, issues out of the way in a lot of places very easily, so I'll be building these very, very soon. I'll build this first, though, but, you know, it'll be nice to have those. And yeah. I'm not sure, but I think the Klingons are really growing really fast, so that's something to watch out for. So here's the like map at this point, by the way. Here's the Romans over here, the Klingons over here, the Federation's over here. I assume that up here is like the Cardassians, or up here is the Cardassians, but who knows really where they are at this point, but you know, that's fine. We haven't found them yet. Kurill's basically colonizing this for me, or like my colony ship's basically colonizing that for me. Alright, well, I think we're just going to end it here for this episode. I basically managed to, like, you know, upgrade, like, you know, the Rubicon system a little bit there, build a little bit of a war fleet, meet the Romulans. All good things to have happen, I guess.
Selection confirmed. Saving game.
Now let's keep going as we go along. But for now, let's take care.